Hello and welcome to the Board Digital 7-step system to turn your dead cold leads into long-term loyal customers. I'm Oliver Bohr. I'm the founder and CEO of Board Digital. We are a client generation service exclusively for realtors. So we generate the leads, we qualify the leads, we coach and train realtors and our clients on how to actually turn those leads into paying commissions. And that's what I'm going to go through with you today. So the first step is understanding what a new customer is really worth. So during the course of your real estate career, a new customer can be worth up to 7 times the value of your first transaction. So statistically speaking, most people will purchase a home every 5 to 7 years. Obviously, it depends on the market. Every family is different, but this is an average. And not only that, but they'll refer friends and family if you do a good job. So hypothetically, if you acquire a new customer and complete a transaction for $250,000, your commission on average would be approximately $5,250. But the lifetime value of that customer goes up to $36,750. So instead of asking, what would I do for that one transaction, the $5,250, you should be asking, what would you do for the $36,750? And that's just on one lead. But here's the challenge with internet leads. Typically speaking, there are two kinds of people who talk about internet leads. People who say it's the greatest way to grow your business. And then also the people who say that internet leads are low quality. And the reality is that both of them are true. So they're dead cold leads and they're tough to convert. When I say dead cold, I mean inherently they are dead cold, because for me, a warm lead is somebody who knows who you are and they're willing to work with you like a referral, like a friend. They don't know who you are, and this is sort of where you really gotta put the pedal to the metal here and try to build those relationships out of nothing. There are a lot of tire kicks out there and they are unqualified, which is most of what we do is actually qualifying them. But if you don't have Board Digital to do it for you, you got to qualify them yourself. It requires a lot of effort to reach a lead, which is, again, what we do. But if you don't have Board Digital working for you, it's a lot of work. It's a long-term game, so sales cycles are long, and you need to stay patient with it. Now, this is something I run into. This is a challenge I run into time and time again with clients of ours, is they're sort of ready for these people to make this transaction, and it's a patience game. It's the same thing with my business as well, with marketing. It's a patience game. And it's an incredibly competitive space. I'm sure I don't really need to tell you that. I'm sure you already know that, but it's an issue that people face all the time. But the thing is, who cares? If you stand to make up to $36,750 for every lead that you can turn into a customer, all of these issues, they're just issues. But you can overcome that and create for yourself a really successful career in real estate, which for me is the greatest industry and the greatest career that you can have. So this is my 7-step system to turn your dead cold leads into long-term loyal customers. So step number 1 is reaching the lead. Obviously, if you're not talking to the lead, you have nothing really to go off, right? So the idea is to call your leads as soon as possible. So some studies have shown that calling your leads within 5 minutes can increase your ability to reach and qualify your leads by up to 400%. That is not a typo. It's not supposed to say 40%. 4 times as likely if you call them within 5 minutes. So you got to use the bulldog approach when trying to reach a lead. So initially, let's say on the first day, call 3 times in a row and only leave a voicemail on the 3rd attempt. You can have a couple-minute break in between. Let's say you call them at 1 o'clock, 1:02, and then 1:07. That's fine. But oftentimes, these people, they're not ignoring you when they don't answer the phone. They might be busy. And a lot of the time people say, yeah, but I don't really want to call them 3 times. I don't want to call them even twice because I've got my brand to worry about. Like, the reality is these people are cold leads. They don't know you. They don't know your brand. When they speak to you, that's when you can start to differentiate yourself. But to try to differentiate yourself before they've even spoken to you, like, don't worry about it. As soon as you get on the phone with them, they'll realize that you're an awesome person and they'll be fine with it. Be persistent. Call the leads every day for at least 5 days with a minimum of 6 to 8 attempts. That's in total. Don't worry, that's not every day. And watch for patterns, right? When contacting your leads, look for patterns and look at the best time of the day to reach them. Oftentimes, midweek in the afternoon seems to be the best time to reach new leads. I also find either before work or when people are going to work is a good time. So let's say 8 o'clock or 5:30. Those are good times. And continue to nurture the leads with phone calls in order to remain top of mind. Like, it's a consistency thing. You have to. Like, the enemy of success is obscurity. It's not failure, it's obscurity. If they don't know who you are, you don't have an opportunity. So to give yourself a fighting chance, you need to stay top of mind. And again, don't be afraid to call your leads. So remember, if you're running an ad, and if you may have gotten some of the ads that we gave away. If you didn't, then you can reach out to me. And if you did, then those ads, you're going to start getting leads in. And if you set those ads up, they're going to give you their phone number and they're expecting you to call. So when people are afraid to call the leads, like, that's why they give you their phone number. and be persistent. It's key. Keep calling until you reach them. Which takes us to step 2, the email follow-up. And this has got to be automated. Automated emails are an easy and effective way to stay top of mind. So yes, the open rates are going to be lower, but your name still appears in the inbox. So that both automated emails are going to be less frequently opened than manual emails. Also, emails are obviously going to be less consistently opened than texts, for example. But number one, some people still do prefer to be reached out, to be spoken to via or communicate via email. And the second thing is, even if they don't email you, they still see your name showing up on their inbox. I would spend some time investing in building 3 to 6 month email drip campaigns that provide information and value. This is where you can really set yourself apart. Don't be spammy. Stop asking them, have you been pre-qualified yet? Send some information, create some lead magnets, right? So add even more value by delivering content that people actually care about. So seasonal, special event emails are especially effective. A good example of this would be, I know a lot of the time business owners will think about what can I do and then how can I make that work for the people that I'm talking to. When I just flip that on its head, think, what do the people who I'm talking to want and how can I get that to them? So for example, let's say when I'm making this video right now, it's during COVID. So if I could talk about, let's say, restoring your credit during COVID or unemployed because of COVID, don't worry, we've got this special financing thing. Like that's something that people are going to actually listen to and want to watch or want to read. So make sure that you're providing content that they actually want. And nurture your leads with up-to-date information about new listings, open houses, market reports, or other pieces of information. You got to be regular with it. Reach out to them consistently. Ask them questions about the status of their real estate needs, but stay valuable, right? Like if you remain an asset to them as opposed to a nuisance, they will know where to reach. They will reach out to you when they're ready to roll. And do not dismiss the power of automated emails for long-term nurturing. A lot of people say they don't need a CRM. They've got great memory. Like they haven't had even close to the quantity of leads where you need a CRM. But when they have that, they will need a CRM. And the other thing is, the people like to kind of keep everything manual. Like that's fine when you're talking about a few people, but it's just not sustainable with the amount of leads that you're going to be getting, assuming you're running the right ads. Which takes us to step 3, which is the follow-up via SMS text. These are a great way to increase your chances of reaching someone. They're really personal. Keep in mind that a lot of leads, some leads it says here, but a lot of leads will prefer to communicate over text, via email, via phone call, than via email and via phone call. You want to combine your text messaging strategy with email and telephone follow-ups. That way, regardless of what they want, you're still keeping in touch with them. If people prefer text, people prefer email, people prefer phone calls, you're still talking to them like that. Keep them short and to the point. When's the last time you texted your friend a really long essay? If you did do it recently, then I guess you're not a great example, but generally people will just send a text to somebody saying, hey, how's it going? Hey, did you see the new movie that came out? Keep it short and sweet. And ask engaging questions in order to start a conversation, right? Like you're not trying to show off how much you know. That's not the point of this. Like they assume you know stuff. Until you mess it up, they assume that you're an authority. So you don't need to show how smart you are or how whatever you are. Ask engaging questions, try to start a conversation, offer value. But this might sound counterintuitive, or I guess it might sound intuitive. Like don't try to show off with your knowledge. They assume you're an expert until you show them otherwise. And make sure to respond immediately to all your incoming text messages. If your lead is texting you, they're engaged at that moment. That is like gold. Make sure you're reaching out to them at that point in time, because even if nothing happens at that moment, it doesn't matter. The fact that you've had a conversation means that next time you reach out, it's not just going to be one-sided. They're more likely to respond. And again, consistency. Follow up regularly via text messages, but don't be annoying. Which takes us to step 4, organic outreach on Facebook. This has got to be manual. A lot of people will send automated emails, automated messages over Facebook Messenger. It's really annoying. You can see it from a mile away. I don't know why, but it's much more annoying over Facebook than it is over text. Use social media platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn to engage with your leads. Personally, I find there's nothing like Facebook and Instagram. LinkedIn is also good. You'll have a huge competitive advantage over your competition if you can learn how to use them effectively. Another thing here is sending videos over Facebook Messenger is really effective. So like just creating a video saying, hey, John, I noticed that you lived in, I don't know, wherever you live. It's a great little area. I just ran into a coffee shop. They have great donuts. If you ever taste it, let me know what you think. I don't know, whatever it is, but stay valuable. Be a community leader, I suppose. And keep it casual, keep it conversational. And don't be afraid to add your leads as friends on Facebook or connections on LinkedIn. right? Like it's about filling that funnel. So the top of the funnel is about them knowing you. So once they know you, you just got to keep on showing up, right? So like Facebook, LinkedIn, it doesn't matter. Just as long as they keep seeing your name, they will reach out to you when they're ready to roll. And as soon as they do accept your friend request or connection request, send them a quick non-salesy message. Again, a video is a really good idea. A quick thank you for connecting with them. Make it personal. So you reach out to somebody, or let's say you connected with them on Facebook, and they accept it. Say, again, let's say John, like, hey, John, I couldn't help but notice that you work at the, at the public library downtown. That's awesome. I actually go there quite frequently. Next time I'm there, I'll say hi. Something like that. Keep it personal. Not trying to sell anything. You're just saying thank you for accepting my friend request. Again, use video messages. They're powerful. Nobody else is doing it, or not a lot of people are doing it, so they will remember you. And make sure your profiles and business pages scream that you're a real estate agent, not in an obnoxious way, but the reality is that you're not trying to sell yourself when you're setting up your profile like that. You're just really giving them a context for who you are. Because if you send a friend request, they want to know who you are for context. So if you're a realtor, now they know you're not just a random creep who's consistently following up with them. They understand why you're doing it, but as long as you're not being annoying about it, they're fine. They're happy to go through that dance with you because they still want the value that you're going to provide. Use a personal picture instead of a company logo. A lot of the time, people love their logo. They don't love their posting their face front and center. But people want to do business with people, not businesses. And don't be afraid to post your wins, right? Like it's not obnoxious. It's like, hey, I just closed this for X amount over asking. Or I just set up my clients with their first home, and I don't know. It's nice. People can relate to that. So post your wins, sales, closing, testimonials, whatever you can to reinforce how awesome you are. You really have to try to be very obnoxious in order for this to be obnoxious. Like people, they think it is obnoxious and it's not really. And I would certainly segment your leads so that you can follow them and engage wherever possible. So Facebook has an option where you can create different friend lists. So I don't know, you can segment your leads into different types of people. And that way, if you want it to become top of mind, all you have to do is, let's say you create a list like leads, that would be your list. And then another list would be like actual friends. So I don't know, for half an hour a day, you can go into your leads list on Facebook and just go down there and liking people's posts or saying congratulations to people or happy birthday. And it just kind of keeps you top of mind. Make sure that you don't become obscure. And then you want to work on your reviews, make sure that they're up to date and try to keep them positive. Generally, before asking for a review, it's not a bad idea to ask what they thought about the service. And that way you can not be sure, obviously, but feel more confident that they're going to leave you something positive. And step 5, I said it a few times before, but add value. Make sure to deliver exactly what you promised. There's nothing more irritating than, I know that some people in my industry in marketing do this. They say like, hey, who wants this? And then people will say, I do. And then you go, oh, okay, great. And then you'll start a conversation with the person. And the idea is to like not give it to them until they sort of hop on a sales call with you. Like that for me is just so obnoxious, right? Like if I say, who wants my Facebook ads? And you say you do, I'm going to give them to you, regardless of whether or not you got on a call. So if you say you're going to do something, do it and deliver on what you promise. And make sure it's accurate. Don't promise a list of homes for $350 and then provide a list with homes above $400K. And if possible, over deliver, provide additional value. For example, if you're offering a guide, follow up with a second guide. They didn't ask for it, but it sets you apart. And continue to send similar offers in the weeks to follow. So if you're offering a list of homes, keep it updated. Keep sending updated lists of homes. And keep following up on the offers, making sure that your leads have received what they requested for, what you've sent. And that way, you're not just somebody looking for their business, you're somebody looking to help. Which brings us to step 6, stay organized. You need a CRM. There's nothing to talk about here. People say they don't need a CRM. It's okay. I have a good memory. On any given month, if you're running an ad, you could be getting 100 to 200 leads. You cannot keep those all in your mind. You just can't. So you must be organized, manage the hundreds of leads you'll be receiving if you're running the ads. A well-structured CRM will be your lifeline. Make sure that you have something in place, so you can continue to build up your database, engage regularly, and before you know it, you could have thousands of people that you can communicate with. And you can just send a text to them whenever you want. Like that's the great thing. If you have a good nurture system set up, right? Like let's say month 5, let's say you're getting 100 people in the CRM, you could have 500 people that you're nurturing. So even if you got like 1% of internet leads that are going to convert, like that's 5 closes, right? Like, so stay on top of this stuff. It's the opportunity there is immense. If you don't have a CRM, consider one of these following options. Board Digital CRM, obviously, that's the one that we use. FollowUp Boss, Line Desk, Firepoint, Real Geeks, Onjax, Active Campaign for automated emails is also a good one. For me, if you're not working with us and using the Board Digital CRM, I'm going to have to go with FollowUp Boss. It really is a fantastic CRM. KV Core is also a good one. And then lastly, consistency. Consistency is key. You got to hit them from all angles, not just phone calls, not just text, not just emails, not just social media, not just phone calls and offline, all of them. Use technology and social media to your advantage. Grant Cardone said that. So that I think it was Twitter. I don't remember exactly which platform he was talking about, but he was saying social media is the greatest thing that's ever happened to his business. Like, you're not above this stuff. It is immensely powerful, but you got to make it personal, right? Like, a lot of the time people talk about social media and they don't know how to post. The way I see it is social media is just like an amplification of what's personal and what's authentic. So if on a phone call, you might say like, I just had the greatest conversation with somebody, right? Like, let's actually pretend right now, for example, you're listening to me right now, and let's pretend I just called you and I'm a realtor, and I would say like, hey, John, I was just thinking about you. I had a conversation with somebody and they said that they had a bad credit and they wanted to move. And I remembered that when we got together, we worked on your credit and it just reminded me of you because it was not an easy thing to do, but we worked together and we did it. And I appreciate the effort that you put into that. So thank you. So that's what I might say to you. If I wanted to post on Facebook, I would say I just had a conversation with a guy who had bad credit and thought that he couldn't get into the market. But I assured him that I've done this time and time again, and I help people. Guys, if you want to get into the market, you can still do it even with bad credit. So I'm saying the same thing over social media as I would on a phone call. And that's how you make it successful, is be personal and be the same way that you would on a micro level. Just do it on a macro level. Most leads will need about 8 touches to remember you. And again, typically on average about 26 before they convert. There are still unicorns, people who say I'm looking to buy right now. That does still exist. But again, you got to stay consistent. Call every day for 5 days. Leave voicemails. About 2 to 5 touches will be on the phone calls. And this is going to add up to the 26 you're going to see. Excuse me. Send some text messages, right? Like, it'll be, let's say, about 2 to 3 touches via text. Send friend requests, messengers, follow-ups. Follow and engage regularly on social media. That's a big one. Just post on social media. It's not hard. If you're posting stuff that you care about and that you're passionate about, it will translate and people will notice. Don't be like, should I focus on, I don't know, like quality or quantity? Like, everybody knows that's like clickbait. Like, everyone's going to, maybe you'll get some people who are like quality all the way, but not many people are going to say quantity. And if they are, they're trying to be different. Think of like actual things, like what's something that you wish you knew 5 years ago, or what's the biggest lesson that you learned when starting your own business, right? Like, what's the biggest reason that you think people can't get into the market? Like, those are things that people might want to talk about because they're close to your heart. They're things that you deal with all the time. Post your wins and be active on social media. Another 5 to 10 touches. Automated and manual emails. Excuse me again. And create original offers and additional value. And all of that added together is going to be about 26 touches. And then at the end of that, that's when they will convert. So getting back to the first point that I made. Yes, internet leads are tough to convert, but every single dead cold lead that you convert could be worth up to $60,000, don't know where that came from, could be worth up to $36,750 or more. And I know a lot of the time I have clients in markets where the houses well exceed $250,000 that we gave in this example. So again, certainly they would really be worth a lot more. There's a lot of money here, and internet leads are tough. I know I personally practice what I preach. I made a post recently that had about 120 people commenting on it. At 120 conversations, I got about 15 to 20 sales calls off of it. 17 of them I'm still talking to, and I closed three clients. So when you look at that, numbers wise, 3 clients out of a post of 120 leads, like, those aren't good that's not a good conversion rate. But as far as I'm concerned, in 1 week, I signed 3 clients from one post because all I had to do was be helpful and not think of my leads as either commissions or duds, but as people that I can help and add value to. So yes, they are tough to convert, but there is a lot of opportunity in there. So the question is, Are you ready to step up and do what most real estate agents will not and do not do? Are you ready to make some money? So just in case you are interested in this for yourself, this is myself, the guy in the blue jacket, that's me, and that is my mom also right next to me. So we are a family-run agency. Obviously, we started just the two of us, and things have certainly changed a lot since then, but we still pride ourselves in the fact that we are a family-run agency. So what we do is we do Facebook lead generation. We create the campaigns, we manage the campaigns. We can generate buyer leads or seller leads. We have an ISA team, inside sales agent, qualifying all the leads within 3 to 5 minutes of them coming in. We nurture them. You got a CRM. We'll book qualified appointments for you. We'll teach you how to how to convert internet leads, bi-weekly coaching calls, ongoing accountability. But for me, the biggest one is we're not your vendor and you're not our client. We are partners. We're working together. I'm invested in your success. I mean, there's no two ways about it, right? Like when you succeed, I succeed. My entire business is based off of retention. And so I am very personally and professionally, obviously, invested in your success. So if you are looking for direction, if you're looking for a partner, if you're looking for accountability, we'd love to help you there, but it's not easy. Like I said, right? We just went over all of this stuff, and it's not easy to take these leads and convert them. So it does require a level of effort on your part, and that's where the partnership comes in. So if you feel like you are ready to start making some serious money and you're fine and you're ready and you're willing to put in the work, then you could book a call here. Go to book.boarddigital.com/strategy call, or if you want to check out the website, just go to boarddigital.com. And I am looking forward to speaking with you.